Hi there and welcome. Today we're lucky enough to have Marcus Hayward, who is joining us after competing in Korea for the WKA 72kg Intercontinental title. So we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at that fight and then get the word from the man himself.
Alright, and welcome back. Here we are, we're going to take a quick look at Marcus's fight. Marcus the Headache Hayward, and we're going to see how he goes up against his opponent from Korea also. Now this was also for an Intercontinental title as well. Him and Melody were going over for different divisions retrospective, but coming back with the same belt, that same standard of fighting level. Good work on the kicks there from Marcus. Red corner going for the spinning kick, but to no success there. Marcus doing a good job of keeping it basic so far. We're seeing the red corner try and use a lot of space for their techniques. Marcus keeping it basic and treating the opponent like a bag. Great inside thigh there, following up with the hands and the legs as well. Really, this is a different fight that we're seeing from Marcus. He's being more kick predominant than hand predominant, which is a big thing for him. It's good to see he's using his legs to back up his hands, give those sluggers a bit of a rest. But here we go, he's gone in, chicken kick. Again with the kicking, more kicking. Now he's going in for the kill with the hands again. Looking very comfortable here is Marcus. Can't say the same for red corner though. Red corner looking very confused, very out of options it would seem. Trying to check, but Marcus's kick just keeps getting through. Looking wobbly already is the red corner. Marcus running straight backwards and he's being followed by the red corner. Red corner just having to walk forward and chase and chase and chase. And that's the only crumbs that he's getting here from Marcus. Again, Marcus really stampeding the middle of the ring. There's been no debate as to whose ring this is for the last minute and a half or so. As we carry on, the red corner's looking very tired. This could be his way out. Oh, and the leg's gone again from the red corner. Great kicking from Marcus. This is something that I've really been hard on Marcus for, but it's good to see him kicking. Now he's in with the hands. Will he finish with the leg? Gone for the knee there. And that's the end of round one. And red corner very lucky to still be involved in this fight.
Whoa, what an excellent first round that has been. You've absolutely been dominating.
Yeah. I guess that was the game plan from the get-go, was to target that front leg.
Yeah.
And carried that on throughout the fight. So yeah, it'd be good to see that second round as well, to see me implement that game plan again, and should be good.
Absolutely. It really seems like you've got a steadiness to you, heading in there with a clear mind. I'd really love to touch on that at the end of the fight, but I'd really love to see where this goes.
Definitely.
And here we go, round number two, touch of gloves. And what's Marcus going to do this round? He's going to keep up round one, or is he going to change the plan? And no, so far it seems like it's still one hand, one leg, and he's following on his combinations and using those legs. So, ooh, this could be it. Red doesn't look like he wants to get back up. Oh, he's changed his mind, he's trying. I've been there, and sometimes it's harder to fake it than make it. Here we go. He's back in there. Good on you, Red, for getting in there. Marcus really needs to chop the legs now. This is one, will he go for the legs or will he go for the head? It's going to be a 50-50 chance, but he's got either option if he wants it. Red's having to run away a lot now. He's having to keep moving. Oh, that right hook took the spit out of Blue's mouth for him. And again with that leg kick, it's knocked him down, but no 8 count, I don't think. Red really struggling to stay on his feet here. Really showing that warrior spirit to stay in there and go toe-to-toe with the headache though. Marcus throwing everything into those leg kicks. Second 8 count. I don't think he's getting up from this one. No, that's it. It's all over and done with. And Marcus with a very convincing win here.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Gosh, something that I can't get over with that fight is the combination of ferocity, passion, as well as staying steady. calm and confident. It's very interesting. Was that part of the game plan, or is that just something that happens?
I guess there's a fine balance in between, being too eager and being just aggressive enough. And I think this fight in particular, it was a completely different game plan for me and a completely different headspace as well. As you can see, I was 100% focused, and I was just backing myself 100%. And taking it to him and seeing if he can handle it, and clearly it was a bit much for him. So.
Gosh, there was a lot of ferocity there. I could see a couple of times you're firing yourself up, and, but still sticking to that game plan. I know that quite often as a fighter we see your style is more top heavy, a lot of jabs and the like, and this time it was actually a stoppage by leg kicks. Tell us a bit about that. It's very interesting.
Well, it was just the game plan from the get-go was to attack that front leg. Part of me and my coach's plan to avenge my earlier fights. I had been stopped by leg kicks as well, and so we were going to go in with the game plan of attacking that front leg. But as a fighter, I'm definitely how the word would be, I'm dominant with the hands usually, and I guess this fight was just a little bit of a test to show everyone that I can switch it up if I need to, and I can do it well. And I think I executed that game plan pretty good. Oh,
I agree. You definitely showed that you're a very versatile fighter, and that you know that what you're doing. That fighter obviously was from Korea, and you not being from Korea, you had to travel quite a long time in a place that you're not familiar with to not only compete, but compete for the WKA 72 kg title. How did that feel, being so far away from home with such a big feat?
Definitely. Being away from home is always difficult. Struggling, you're alone over there, I guess. I mean, we have coaches and other fighters there, but
it's different.
You definitely do feel a little bit alone. But I mean, if you can take the right mentality into a situation like that, you just make the most of the opportunity. And I know my supporters and fans are always going to be back home here, so. Going over there was it was amazing. It was a different scene, different culture, and it was good to go over there and show the Koreans what us Kiwis are made of. But it was definitely difficult. The title being on the line, it definitely adds a bit of pressure to it, and with the amount of media coverage I had for this fight, that definitely added to the pressure for me. We tried to get this fight out on Facebook as much as possible and make sure everybody was well informed, and I did feel like that might have put a little bit more pressure on my shoulders, but I guess when that pressure comes, it just motivates you more to really want to knuckle down and win, train hard, and make sure you bring that back to all the supporters back here. So it's good to put me under a good test like that, and I think I came out pretty good.
You certainly did. And something I know from your previous fights is we know that you're a very solid fighter, you're very well-rounded, but I felt like in this fight what we saw from you was a very clear head, a very strong game plan, really sticking to it. Do you think that's a combination of maybe maturing as a fighter, or was there a different game plan this time? What do you see that success attributing to?
Definitely maturing as a fighter now. I'm pushing up to closer to around 30 fights now, so I'm definitely, I find it's sort of like my happy place in that ring now, and I can definitely a lot more relaxed. It becomes like just another day in the office when you start getting up to that many fights. But I think a lot of it contributed to the effort put in at training. If you really do put in the hard yards and train hard for it with the intensity and the right head. In the right headspace, then there's no room for doubt in your own mind. Like I know in previous fights I may have slacked off a few days here, or not trained as hard as I should the week
night out here and there,
little things here and there that can create space for doubt in your head. And for this fight there was just absolutely no doubt. I knew I'd done the hard yards. I know I'd trained hard, and I put in the work, and I knew that whether it was to go all 5 or 1, I was going to be there and clear-headed, ready to go. So I think that had a big part to play for me. It was definitely the training.
Excellent. Well, you didn't have too far to go on that second round, which is good for you.
Yeah, well, we sort of, after that first round, obviously, we saw the gap open up of a little bit of a pain in his front leg. And
yes.
unfortunately, as brutal as it may seem as a fighter, if you are to spot a weakness
Yep.
or something like that, you have to hit it hard.
You had to capitalize on
Yeah,
that.
you do.
Absolutely. And that shows your fight IQ as well, recognizing that.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So obviously to do something as big as this, there has to be a fire, there has to be a motivation. What is your motivation in life for keeping on putting yourself in this out of your comfort zone, really?
I'm not too sure, to be honest, what it is about fighting, but something about it just, I don't know, it's like a fire burning inside. It's just something that I'm extremely passionate about. I've trained in motocross, I've trained in rugby, I've trained in multiple other sports, but I've never really found the passion or just the experiment, the way that things play out and everything.
Well, it's just you and your body. In
Yeah.
rugby, you've got the team. In motocross, you've got the bike. You've got an engine. But when it comes down to it, you are the engine. You need to be responsible for the fuel that you're putting into that, for the time that you spend away from your family. It's quite a grueling sport. So congratulations there.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it is. It's not for everyone, but if it is for you, you'll definitely know it. You know inside yourself. Somebody punched me in the face and I smile at them.
Yeah.
I know there's something a little bit wrong with me. I'm like, I might pursue this. So, I mean, other than that, I mean, I have a 1-year-old daughter as well at home, which I would love to set a good example for her, to show her that, if you put your mind to it and you chase your dream, you can achieve it.
You can do anything.
You can do anything you want.
You can really do anything. And just, off camera you mentioned that sometimes doubt creeps in as well.
Yeah.
And, to be able to show her that, hey, everybody has some doubts, but you know what, if I can do it, you're part of me and you can do it too.
Definitely. I mean, I guess that goes with the sport. You just got to fight through it, I guess.
Fight through it.
Definitely fight through that doubt. A couple of previous fights, my coach will tell you, and then anyone else will tell you that usually midway through the fight I did have areas of doubt, but I guess that comes back to what I was saying earlier about the training and knowing that I've put in that hard work, and there was just no room for doubt this time around. So I was 100% confident, and I guess it showed in the way that I fought.
It sure did. It really did. Now, the last question before we wrap up and see you receiving that belt, very exciting, I can't wait to see that, is what does the future hold for you? What are your goals?
Well, I would, like any other young and up-and-coming fighter, I'd love to turn pro and hopefully make a living out of this. I mean,
make some money.
I mean, I do love the game, and I love the the people involved in that. But it would be nice to make my living from it. But so far this year, I have a up and coming fight on the 31st of August, which is going to be held at Kohimarama, which is Asby Stadium, which is another huge WK event.
Big venue. Wow.
So it's a stacked card with a lot of big fighters. A lot of fighters coming over from China. So that's next priority up on the list, and then after that, I think late in the year, I'll be going to fight for a world title against an American opponent, hopefully here in Orewa. So
they have some excellent fighters coming out of the States as well.
Yeah.
So got to keep that fire in the belly.
Yeah, definitely got to keep that burning. And the Americans are always great competition, and I would really love to beat one of them on home soil. So
nice one. Well, hey, let's keep that motivation going and have a look at you winning your bout, and then from there we'll move on to Melody and Cody taking over from there.
Awesome.
Hi everyone, so Mel here to talk to you about our fight in Korea recently. So we came back not so long ago, a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yep.
And I guess we're just going to talk to you about the whole experience, how it all went, and get into the fights. But first of all, we'll talk about the lead up to the event itself. So flight over there was pretty good. Everything was going smoothly. Well, it was going smoothly the whole time we were there. though we had a bit of a weird weigh-in, a bit of a weird weigh-in. So we weighed in at the hospital in Korea. First time we've ever weighed in a hospital, so that was a pretty interesting experience. So had to strip down in front of patients and whatnot. So that was good fun. Have you ever heard of a weigh-in taking place at a hospital before?
No, that's a first. I don't think we do too many of those here here in New Zealand, and I'm not sure whether many of the promoters will follow suit. But hey, what you do in Korea, you got to do. So hopefully it didn't throw you off too much on your game.
No, I think main thing we were all focused on was being able to eat and drink straight afterwards. So we would have weighed in an alleyway if it meant getting the food and water back in after a bit of a hefty cutting for some of our fighters over there. Right. But yeah, good flight over. Korean people, awesome. Seoul is an amazing place. We stayed in a hotel. We got our weigh-ins done, made weight. Then it was all go for the fights on the Saturday. So there were 6 of us fighting, so 6 international fighters from overseas, myself and Marcus from New Zealand, 2 from the USA, and 1 from China. So I guess without further ado, we'll get into the fight itself and take a look at how things went.
Okay, and here we go. We're going to start taking a look at Melody's first of 5 rounds in her fight. This was for the title. Ooh, good jab there for the start of the round. Nice jabs there again, keeping the distance as Melody. Against the much shorter, stockier fighter from Korea in the red. Good push kick. Melody doing good to just pick apart everything that the red fighter's throwing in at the moment. She's landing that push kick, she's landing that jab, and now we've seen that front leg roundhouse come through too, and again there. Still standing right in front of her opponent though. She's got to move around a little bit. Korea's got to throw something together. The ones aren't working. Oh, there was double jab, but Melody was onto it. She threw the kick and moved to the side. Well done. Great knee there. Ooh, very nicely timed push kick. We saw Melody there getting ready with that rhythmic front leg tapping, and off it went. We're trying to work her way in with the hands, but it's not working against a taller fighter that's Melody. Needs to throw something else in there, but definitely keen to get in there and have a scrap. I don't know how prepared she is for this fight by the seams of it. We're seeing a much different physique to Melody here, and we're just going to have to wait and see if that causes any hassles. Good jab again from Melody. Oh, pulling that jab hand down and shooting her own off. Very nicely done. Again with the push kick. Nicely done for the first round there. There was something that everyone could be proud of there. The boxers would be very happy with her hand movement and her parrying and countering. As kickboxers, I love that front leg push kick and the way that she's ready with that lead leg roundhouse as well. It's an interesting first round. I can't wait to see the rest of them.
So Cody, as my coach, what are your thoughts on that first round?
Yeah, good solid first round. Obviously we're trying to establish our range and keep her on the outside. Obviously we didn't want to trade too much with with her boxing and let her get any rhythm underway. So I thought it was a good round. Some good front kicks.
Yeah.
And establishing our range. I think you may have struggled a little bit. I could see in the once you went to clinch, how we wanted to engage on the clinch for a bit longer, which is traditionally what we practice in our gym. A lot of clinch, so it was probably a bit of an adjustment into the K1 rules. But a solid good round. What about your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it was just all about getting the range and timing to start off with, because she was a lot shorter. It's harder when you've got shorter fighters trying to charge their way in and close that distance for their reach. So I think it was all just about getting that range in the first round and establishing what was working and what wasn't working. And then I guess the other thing to that is, because it was K1, there was a bit of an adjustment to using one knee only and not grappling. So I think having that playing in the mind while you're wanting to clinch them up and engage in that is something of a challenge, because each time she was coming in, I thought, oh yeah, I can grapple her now. But obviously you can only throw one knee and let go. So it was a bit of adjusting. But I think throughout the rounds, things warmed up a little bit more and we started throwing a bit more, firing things off. So yeah, we'll see how the other rounds go.
That's right.
And here we go for round 2, and this is the stuff that I really want to see, is the fighting. Here we go. Back on that front leg and front hand again is Melody. Oh, very fast rear leg. Korea's really got to start doing something about her leg work though, because there's just nothing coming from the legs of Korea at the moment. Great combinations from Melody there though, really getting down those 1, 2, 3 combinations. And again with the kick, tries to go for the knee. Korea had her hands in the way though. Back to it again. And that leg push kick is just getting through every single time. Korea's got to come up with a plan here, because it's not that the plan that she's got is not doing anything to face Melody. Oh, 10 points to you, Melody. That was an awesome Superman cross there. Follow with the lead leg. Perfect. Back on the push kick again. Very disciplined fighter, as we can see from her guard. Whereas the Korean fighter, very messy. Good push kick. Red coming forward there, quite unorthodox in the way that she attacked, but she's thrown a Superman of her own and landed with that jab as well. Ooh, this is very hard to commentate without the sound, but otherwise you'd have a Korean commentary. Good knee there for Melody. Just needs to get out of that corner when she uses that reach. Using it very well, but just losing that advantage as soon as she gets her back in the corner. And Red really not using her assets. You'd think with the size of those legs there that they could throw a wicked roundhouse, but we're just not seeing that come from her. We're just seeing a bit of a brawl coming through, and Melody doing her best to keep that technical distance, which is what we want to see. We want to see a good, clean kickboxing fight. End of round 2. This is where they'll talk to you.
So what did you think about that second round, Cody?
Yeah, pretty much the same as the first, I guess. We were just trying to, maintain that distance. The Superman to cross kick. We practiced that once or twice the week before, I think. So that looked like it come off good. Would have probably liked to seen the jab stick out a lot more. Working a lot harder, keeping her at range as well. During that time, so just to give you a bit more time to set up more combos. But hey, I'm not in the ring at the end of the day, and Miriam was doing a great job in the corner over there, so she had a clear set plan for you, so it looked like everything was going quite well. I felt that those front kicks were perhaps starting to just really be more push kicks rather than powerful front kicks from the hip. Perhaps maybe jet lag, we're starting to fatigue a little bit maybe, but again, second round, I would have given that one to you.
I'd have to agree with the push kicking side of things. So things did start to feel a little heavy into the second round. I think, throwing those kicks off was okay, but from where I was standing, watching it now, it looked a little bit more sloppy than what I would have liked them to have been. So I think, there need to be a little bit more crispness on the round kick side of things. Other than that, body's still feeling good. Fatigue hasn't really set in that much yet, but that I felt came into the later rounds, more to the middle of the third round, which we will see right now.
And we're ready for round 3. Mouse off the screen. There we go. We're good. As we make it out for round number 3. First 2 rounds have been all Melodies so far. Can she keep it going, get those legs firing away? Seeing Red close in a bit more, be a bit more attacking. We've seen a roundhouse kick from the red corner as well. Melody back onto her long front leg. Ooh, now having to fight backwards. Again, as soon as Red gets into the zone 1, Melody's got that knee waiting for her. In zone 2, she's got the push kick and the roundhouse kick. We've seen that right hand come through a few times as well. We've seen Superman from each. Good movement there from Melody. And this fight is a K1 fight, so that's why you're seeing the one knee then break rule. We're seeing Red very, very fiery here, attacking, coming forward, trying to get Melody on the back foot, but doesn't seem to be putting her off too much. Big overhand right there from Melody. Tried again, but Red had that hand in the way. Red's starting to come down to the body once and again, but gonna need a much more powerful body shot to try and stop Melody here. Ooh, she did well there to sort of be on the range of zone 1.5 there. Too far away from Melody to knee, but still close enough for the Red fighter to attack. Good knee there from Melody, very simple. And again, and again. It's getting caught with those hands from Red, but Red just doesn't have any sting to make me feel that she is in this fight. Melody's doing all the hard work here, and Red's doing her best to chase the tail. Very messy fighter. But that's it, that's the end of round 3, and we definitely recorded that round, didn't we? Yep, we definitely recorded that one. Wicked.
So as you can probably see in that third round, fatigue started to set in. You could probably see there were a couple of overhand rights that I felt like I threw really well, but looking at them now on video, a bit sloppy. I think, from memory, thinking back to the fight now, I did feel a lot of heavy fatigue setting in that last bit of that third round, heading into the fourth and fifth round. Could put it down to jet lag, could put it down to a whole lot of things. I think it was more to do with her being such an aggressive fighter and me having to always keep the upper hand on her. What are your thoughts, Cody?
Yeah, she obviously was eating up everything that was coming down, whether it was a leg kick, a front kick, a knee, overhand rights. She really did have her her battle suit on and was just taking punishment left, right and centre, and coming back for more, and obviously trying to dish out. I mean, let's not take anything away from Yu Jin Choi with her with her go out on her shield attitude. I thought it was fantastic. The knees looked like they were really getting in there. When she was coming in, I can, from what I could see, it looked like she's just trying to brawl her way in and force her way in. Probably falling into her punches a little bit, so I thought that really opened up for your knees, and it looked like quite a few of them were landing. I thought that was a really good round. Would have liked to have seen more knees actually coming out after viewing that third round there. A few more leg kicks thrown, which I thought was good. Obviously, you know, she was a very short, stocky fighter, built like a tank.
Yeah.
So I could only assume it must have been like kicking punga trees or.
Yeah. Well, she was actually a lot tougher than what I had anticipated,
Yeah.
and I knew she was going to be shorter than me, but she was tough. She brought everything that she could,
Yes.
and I think you could see that in that fight. She was always going forward.
Yes.
So obviously I had to try pull out everything I could to
Yes,
try and.
yeah, and not taking
Dove in.
anything away from you too. Your the
Oh,
leg kicks
no,
and the
but,
body kicks, I think, were really starting to work their magic. You could see a few instances there where her guarders started to, you know, get below the chin at certain times. So I think you're probably trying to set her up for the over the top.
Yeah.
In the latter rounds. So let's see how that goes.
So as we get ready for round number 4, we will be interested to see if Melody changes anything, or will Red Corner change something. Red definitely needs to change something in order to get this fight and the belt coming back to her home gym. But whether that will happen is yet to be seen. Got the ring girls there doing their different combinations. And from what I could tell, they changed their combination each time. So round 1 had one combination and round 2 had a different combination. Definitely a little bit more interactive than the old smile and wave. And here we go, round number 4. 2 rounds left for Red to prove that that she has won that title. 3 kicks. 4 kicks from Melody, unreturned. Number 5. Oh, there was almost number 6 there. Red's just got no answer for that long leg. And there it is, number 7. Just no answer. 8. No answer for that push kick at all, except for the catch and a catch and a hook, which Melody's just not fazed by at all. Melody doing well to keep her discipline and her guard and everything there. 4 rounds is a long time, and she's making it look like she's been here before, and she'll be here again. This is where she wants to be in the 5-round fights and the 7-round fights. Good job there. She's got her hands exactly where she needs them to be, and again with the knee. As soon as Red gets too close, Melody engages with the clinch and knee game, and it's working perfectly for her here. The plan that she's got, textbook fake and jab. Well played. Well played, beautifully done. Not seeing any more Supermans from either of the girls, but we saw an uppercut come in there from Team Downs. Their gym is hosting a sparring tournament today, the day that you watch it. Hopefully we'll hear something from Melody about that. Oh, good 1-2 and a jab to finish. Going for the knees there, went for the single knee, then the clinching knee, but neither knee really made it through the guard of Red there. Red's throwing a Superman, but there's just not enough in the tank at the moment here for Red. Melody's got this in the bag. I think she's got 1.5 more rounds to coast through, and she's got this. But knowing Melody, she doesn't back down. She's going to still be in there. Well, she backs down now because the referee told her to. But apart from that, she's always on her game. She's always got that defense ready. She's always got those hands ready. Brilliant fighter. Absolutely brilliant fighter.
Well, Cody, after round 4, you could probably see the fatigue setting in. What was your take on round 4?
Yeah, and fair enough too, I guess, after 4 rounds of trying to, chucking down as hard as you can, and you've got a pit bull, someone with the determination, and with a mental coat of armour on them, who was just taking everything they could. I guess, the fatigue would start setting in for both fighters. So well done again, ladies. I guess it was good to see still where the plan was keeping her at range, keeping away from those, the big bombs that we assumed she was going to start throwing. So you landed, I must have counted at least 11 plus front teeps there. Which were firing off good, so but obviously fatigue wasn't too bad for you at that time. Not a lot of power, but hey, they were landing and scoring, I guess, which is the main thing. And just a good reminder for Eugen not to, if she's going to come anywhere within this perimeter, she's going to be eating feet. So I think it was another good round. Knees starting to work again. We basically had things covered with her. I think from that point on, it was a matter of Eugene biting down on her guard really, and just really opening up where the opportunities presented themselves. I don't think there were too many opportunities for her. And when she was on the inside, she probably wasn't set correctly to start chucking big. So another good round, I thought.
I'd have to say that by round 4, obviously with the fatigue being present, she definitely still kept coming forward, giving everything that she could give. I think though, because she was charging forward so often, I got used to her pattern. So if she would come quite close, that would just be an invitation for me to come in and clinch. So as soon as she got in my range, clinch up, knee, or if I had my timing right, I could just keep her away with those teeps if I didn't want to engage.
I guess just one thing I want to ask about the rules. So in our practice, we did quite a fair bit of drilling on that clinch up, knee, push off, and follow up with unnecessary strikes after that. Was that the rule? Were you allowed to strike again by pushing off? You were?
Yes. So you can, from my understanding when we went through the rules ahead of the fighters, you can engage, knee, push off, and then engage again in a knee.
Right.
But you just can't hold on and clinch.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the only
so
difference.
I think it would have been great to see some of that, what we drilled in earlier on in your fight camp about pushing off and kicking. But I guess at the time you've got so many things. There's a bit of fatigue settling in by that time. So again, I'm not in the context, so it's all easy for me to to talk about retrospectively.
That's all right, Cody. We need to talk about these things retrospectively. That's why you're here. So we'll take a look at the last final round, championship round number 5.
And round number 5, the last round. How will it finish? Points or finish? Have to find out here. Melody's very quick with that lead leg high. Oh, and again, she's been told to headhunt this round, I think. Off she goes. Very stern jab. Oh, and again. It's not going to take long for that lead leg to get through the hands of Red there. Red's looking very tired, very sloppy. Melody's still in full control of her body by the seams of it. Good knee. Oh, solid left and right there. Bit of a breakdown in the action here as we hit a bit of a stalemate. Both fighters getting a little bit tired. Melody's still fighting going backwards. Red's still trying to make something of going forwards. That's the third Superman we've seen today. Red's really got to pull something out of the hat here. Anything. Good movement from Melody though. She doesn't get stuck in the corner for too long, and when she does, she's kneeing and kneeing and kneeing. Be good to see Melody push Red into the corner though, but again, game plans are always different. There's certain things that you can't do in a game plan, but she's executing what she can do to perfection here. Those long hands, those long legs. Haven't seen many front kicks this round though. Perhaps the instruction to go to the head has pushed the push kicks out of the way in a way. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. End of round 5. As we wait here for the final decision, both fighters go and pay their respects. And here they are, and almost the top of the scene here. As they fight for their Intercontinental title. And of course anybody who knows Melody would know the result by now, but let's not ruin it for everyone else, eh? But I think from the footage that we've just seen, it's quite clear cut there that the one who wins this fight is the one that worked, had the different variations of techniques, had the good discipline to keep it going throughout the whole 5 rounds, and never gave up there. And there she is appearing on the right side of our screen. New Zealand flag, blue gloves, fighting out of Team Downs. Go on, lift her hand. I couldn't have given a better run up, and they just cut it dead in its tracks. The winner from the... Come on, ref. From the... Hey, blue corner, and there we go. And that's that split second of enjoyment that every fighter wants to get, and that's what all the months and months in hell are all about, is for that split second of having your arm raised. And this is where it sets in. When the belt's strapped around you, you're going to see a big smile come out soon. And here it is. This is pride. And this is what all the hard work comes down to. The chance to celebrate. Big congratulations. I don't know what side you're sitting on, but you did New Zealand proud, you did your club proud, Team Downs, and yeah, make sure you give yourself a plug when you're on here as well.
So we just saw round number 5 of the fight. One thing I do remember going out there, Cody, is Miriam Teo, my number 1 corner, telling me, all right, you've got to empty the tank now. And Dave Sawyer, my number 2, saying, go for some head kicks. So we probably saw a few head kicks being thrown out there. So what was your take on round 5?
Yes, firstly thanks to Miriam and Dave for cornering you in, over in Kuria. They really obviously gave you some sound advice, very experienced technicians and strategists within the fight community. So I fully agree. The head kicks were there. I think we had done enough on the body to warrant those head kicks. It looked like she ate 3 or 4 too, straight. I was just going, wow, she has either got a helmet under her skull. Or
I felt my you might have seen it that last few seconds of the last round. I felt my shin connect with her jaw, and she was still, coming forward, and I was going, well, what else do I have to blimmin' throw to get this girl down?
Yeah.
So big kudos to her for being so tough.
So perfect calls. Must have got at least fired 6 or 7 head kicks, and I think that 50% of those look like they landed. They were your lead kick though. Did you feel a bit more confident chucking them from the lead rather than because we know your power leg is that can be quite brutal. I know this firsthand as I've received a few kicks from you in sparring and on the pads. So did you feel a bit more confident chucking the lead head kick rather than your right one?
Well, I just felt like because it was closer, I could throw it off more quickly, and I felt like in order to throw the right, I had to set up a little bit first, which I don't think I had the mental energy or physical energy to quite pull off effectively. So I think that's why I chose to use the lead leg rather than the right.
Okay, cool. So beautiful round, obviously. For me, I think you've done quite a fair bit of work in rounds 1, 2, 3 and 4 to sway the judges. Cody Ngatai's personal
Here we go.
Personal thoughts as well. I don't speak on behalf of anyone. So I think you've done quite a good job. I think the team that went away with you were true professionals. So well done, Dave. Miriam, thank you very much for answering the SOS. Dan and Marcus as well. So they're definitely a professional team. So yeah, I think it sounded like a great build up. And I think round 5 was what really did cement what I thought was a hard-earned win. I think in our build-up, obviously as a coach who demands a lot, I was keen on making a statement, but I think at the same time perhaps we may have me personally may have underestimated the capabilities of Eugene Choi. So hats off to her as well. So but yeah, bloody marvellous fight. We've brought the bout home. That was the primary objective.
The shiny.
The shiny. We brought the primary objective. So I think it was a bloody great result. What's your thoughts?
Yeah. I guess overall 2 things. Number one, it was a tough fight. I guess same boat as you. I may have underestimated her just a little bit, but I think I would have preferred a tougher fight as opposed to an easy fight, because then it feels more rewarding when you've had a hard fight and you've won at the end of it, especially for a fight that big. So definitely a tough fight, probably more work that I've put in to a fight so far. Secondly, I would say that even though there were some good points, obviously there's always learnings with the fight. Lot to work on. A lot more sloppy than what I feel like I normally am. So there's a lot of things that I think we need to work on in terms of build up and making sure that things are firing the way they should be on the night. And number 3, I need to get some abs. I mean, I'm looking at the fight. My shorts are pushing things up and I'm going, oh my gosh.
Oh, don't worry about it. Abs are overestimated. When you live with one ab for 39 years, you get quite comfortable with it.
Yeah.
I think it's also quite important to at this stage to thank Dave for making all this happen,
yes,
and the team over in Kuria, the WKA organisation for getting Mal and Marcus over there, as well as Koei Taranaki's fight, who fought over
in Philadelphia on the same night that we fought in Korea.
Yes, so I think that's that was awesome. So big ups to you, Dave, and the WKA crew. 2 Waikato fighters too, as well.
Yeah.
So that was great for the Waikato fight scene, as well as obviously DMA and Marcus representing New Zealand as well. Also another big ups, I guess, to our team, Team Downs Gym. We focus very hard on promoting strong bonding within our team. I mean, what people see on the night is just one person. There's a whole team that actually gets them there, and I can only assume the same goes for Dynamic Martial Arts, as well as all the other hard-working gyms within New Zealand. We are, as a spectator and a fan, we only see 6 or 15 minutes of action. What we don't see is the hours and hours that all the coaches and gym mates put into that fighter to get them there. So big thanks to our team, as well as all the other teams out there who prepare their fighters to get them in, to prepare them to fight for all our viewing pleasure. So,
It's a team sport, Cody, really, isn't it?
It's a team sport. That's right.
Couldn't do it without the group of fantastic people behind us.
That's right.
And I guess that showed in the Korea fight. Yep. So, big thanks to them.
Yep.
All right, well, this is Mel Downs and Cody Ngatai signing out.